What's up, nerds? Welcome to Nintendo Pow Block for November 28th, 2017. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Dirrig, and alongside me, as always, that creamy, chocolatey goodness full of turkey and stuffing and ham and probably 35 other fast food restaurants, Edward Varnell.
He's on fire. Hello, everybody.
And joining us from Arsenal X, probably be joining us for the time being for a while. I don't have a cool nickname for you, Jesse. I'm sorry, Jesse Douglas.
Hey guys, what's up?
He's the
Pow
mayhem
Block
monster.
exchange student. No, never mind. How's it going, guys? Woo! Podcasting.
Yes,
Good.
I'm so happy about this. It feels like forever.
I know. I'm sorry. I guess it's only been a week, I guess. It feels like
Well, yeah.
it feels like longer because, well, it was a long weekend for me. It was really nice. Didn't have to work. Didn't have to do anything. It was great. Just played games all weekend.
Yes.
Oh, man. But I do want to kind of say some things before we get started. I kind of messaged everybody in the NGR Facebook whatever chat thing, and I'm kind of gonna take a little break from a lot of the shows that I've been doing lately. I'm gonna do my best to be on Pow Block and Arsenal X. I'm gonna continue to do Pow Block and NGR Radio, and I'm going to do my best to appear on Arsenal X when I'm not busy, but there's some things I need to do and take care of for the next few weeks, so it's going to be kind of hit or miss on the shows for a little bit for me, but just want to get that out of the way in case you don't see me or something. Somebody's like, oh, this show's way better. The idiot's missing. So
No, always
no
make the
one's gonna
show.
say that.
I do want to say
No
though,
one's gonna say
it's probably purely coincidence, but the 3 highest Arsenal X episodes are the highest downloaded ones are the ones that I'm not in it.
Oh, so the audio ones?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
Then that brings a problem to me and Jesse. That means they don't want to see us neither. Just want to hear our voices. I'm like, no.
but and Pow Block's going to be probably just once a week for the time being. I'm trying to use that Thursday time that we normally record to prep some Let's Pod and Plays, because we still haven't really finished that first season, and
Yeah.
I kind of want to come up with some new ideas for 2018, and there's a lot of things wrapping up now in terms of everything, and our last big release comes out next Friday, or this Friday. This Friday? Next Friday. This Friday.
This Friday.
This
Yes.
Friday. Jeez. This year's going by so fast. So things will be wrapping up, and I don't want to say it's not like I'm needed or anything, but I don't feel like I need to be around to plan that stuff. So I feel like 2018 is going to be a big year for all of us, and I'm really happy and proud of everybody, Ed and Jesse and people that aren't on the show. So it's I'm gonna do my best though to at least appear on Arsenal X. I'm gonna try, so I will be there.
Corey, do not worry. It's going to be in good hands. I'm going to learn. Hopefully, everybody who watches the show send us questions and things help us improve, help us become better.
We actually have Arsenal X questions this week. I'm really excited.
Yes, that's going to be such a good episode. Cannot wait.
I know.
But yeah, Pow Block. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is Nintendo Pow Block. You can find it every Tuesday on your podcast service of choice. Also, I'm going to move Arsenal X to Tuesdays because the one day I posted it early, it did better also. So I'm going to
cool.
try. I'm going to try to do that. So I think we're going to move our Arsenal X to Tuesdays after. This week will be the first time. So, yeah. it'll be up probably shortly after Pow Block's available. So yay, podcast.
Yes.
But I know we're gonna get started and everything, but I just I want to say I'm proud of you guys for doing a fantastical job with these shows.
And I want to thank you, Corey,
I love you guys.
I want to thank you, Corey, for leading us. Helping us become better, and and guiding us and editing the shows and stuff, and all the hard work that you put in. We appreciate.
I try. It doesn't always come out the way I need it to, but I try. So, well, what do we say we talk about video games now instead of being all
all lovey-dovey,
satty pants and whatever. So, okay, Ed, we'll start with you. What have you been playing?
So, I played Fire Emblem Warriors for Nintendo Switch.
Woo!
Just literally loving this game. And I know it might be basic to some, but just the hack and slash. But still, just the artwork, the music, the cutscenes, the characters, it just still makes me laugh. It just makes me smile when I play it. I just never get tired of it or anything. Play some more of Final Fantasy 12 for PS4. And getting a little bit further, I'm grinding unexpectedly fast in this game. Like, I've probably put only about 30 hours, and my main character is already at level 50. And while all my other characters are just now hitting 40. So I'm halfway, like maybe almost getting close to 3/4 done with the game. But and I'll start be doing side quests and everything. But been really playing that. Started up Assassin's Creed Origins for Xbox One. Wow, they really went back to the drawing board, and it feels like they redid this whole game for the better. And I kind of understand why they don't have the jump button, because I literally was getting Prince of Persia vibes in the fights, and I was just like, I want to run up and hit them on the head, like cut them in slow motion, like the Prince of Persia that came out in the GameCube and PS2 and Xbox days, like that generation. But I'm loving the combat. I was so happy that when I was starting my skill tree that I was able to jump down and attack, because I think I'm gonna do a lot of that more in this game than some of the other games that use that mechanic. I never like jumped down on characters. Like, even when I was playing Horizon Zero Dawn, I just never jumped on the character. I think I got too skilled with the bow in Horizon for me to even do anything. So but I'm enjoying Assassin's Creed Origins, and I did pick up some things up for Black Friday, but you guys could just read my Twitter and see what the games and stuff that I got. But that's what I've been playing. And Dragon Quest 8, almost done with that game. Probably got about 20 more hours to play for that, and then I'll be finished with it. So I can start up Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and actually start Monster World Hunters. And I need to start Ever Oasis also, because I picked that game up too a couple of months back. And Hey Pikmin, picked that up a couple of while back. So some of the old games that I have, I need to start working on.
Nice. Yeah,
I'm curious to see what Monster Hunter is like, or hear about it, because I'm kind of interested in that game, but I just don't know enough about it yet. I haven't gotten a chance to really look it up either. So
yeah, and I probably said Monster Hunter Worlds. I messed up. It's the one that came to the 3DS, that Monster Hunter.
Oh, okay.
Not that one.
Yeah, because that one's not out yet, is it? The new one that's coming out, or is it?
No. December 9th is the beta. Which I am going to be downloading for PS4 and Xbox One. So I'll put it out there for everybody. And that might be something that we'll talk about later on in the show about that game. So, yeah, that's what I've been playing. That's what I've been up to for the time being.
Nice.
Yeah. One more thing. I'm sorry, Corey. I know you've been playing. Rhyme. So I definitely will be hopping back into that to have a discussion with you, because I need a refresher with that game.
Yeah, maybe we'll talk about it next week once I get more into it. Like, I haven't been able to put Assassin's Creed down for like 5 minutes to even try to play Rhyme. You know, I've literally only played about 20 minutes of it. But Jesse, what have you been playing?
I wish I could say I was playing Assassin's Creed, but I'm hoping I get that soon because that looks like I played Black Flag and it was all right. Like I don't know, those kind of games just for whatever reason the style that they have, the original ones have, just didn't catch me as much. But this new one looks so good.
Oh my gosh, dude! Like, here's the thing: you shouldn't go into this game thinking you're going into an Assassin's Creed game. Like to me, it reminds me of like the difference between, just from what I've seen, like the difference between Zelda before and Zelda Breath of the Wild. Like it's not as linear as the original games are. It's more like feels more open worldy kind of. It's definitely open world, but it's also super RPG. Like it is an RPG. You cannot get like you can wander into the wrong places at the wrong time, kind of like Zelda, and totally get your butt handed to you because you're not leveled up. You know, you can even walk into a place that's like 2 or 3 levels higher than you and really get your butt stomped in because, you know, it wants you to grind out the areas that, like, the story missions kind of lead you to where you're supposed to go. You know, but it's you know, we'll talk about it a lot more on Arsenal X, but it is a game that it went from me being totally just curious about the game to it's in my game of the year discussion. Like for me, it is that good. And maybe I touched on it a little bit, but I feel like a lot of people are gonna feel like this is like definitely a reinventing of the franchise, kind of like Breath of the Wild did for Zelda, in a way, because it seems so much different, and
and it feels. I know we'll talk about AX. It feels like they learned from Ghost Recon Wildlands and Watch Dogs 2 and kind of perfected it.
Okay.
So
that's really good news to my ears because I love those games. So I love.
I wonder, now that you say that, Ed, I wonder if they're going to take what they learned with this and kind of apply it to Watch Dogs. Because I kind of feel like we might it's an every other year thing now, where like we get Assassin's Creed, then Watch Dogs, and Assassin's Creed now. I wonder if future Watch Dogs games are going to be this way.
I don't think so, because Watch Dogs 2 was so good on how it was designed. I think what they just need to do is just implement a little bit more, because the Watch Dogs 2 storyline and characters were very interesting. So I could see them making a return for 3. If they do implement what makes Assassin's Creed Origins good, you probably won't even tell the difference. But I'm down for that. I'm literally down for that.
The only thing I'd worry about is like all the games starting to feel like the same, just reskinned. I kind of would rather them keep their differences and like give you different styles of gameplay.
That's more Wildlands.
Yeah, because like Wildlands, I haven't played it, but it feels like just like a not as good version of Division. But to me, I don't know, it just doesn't look as interesting as Division was to me, in my opinion.
Wildlands is a lot of rinse and repeat. It's like the missions that you do in the first area, multiply that through the whole map.
Okay.
I also think after I said it, I felt kind of dumb because a lot of people didn't like how the Division felt in terms of you're emptying 4 or 5 clips of an assault rifle into a guy and he's not dying, and maybe they don't want to run into that issue either with Watch Dogs, where you can kind of play around with that with swords and stuff, because enemies you come up against can have better armor or whatever, and that can be your story reason. But an assault rifle, a full clip of an assault rifle, I don't care what you're wearing, is gonna take you down, and maybe they don't want to run into that issue because of guns and stuff. But at the same time, it would be interesting to see a skill tree. Well, I mean, I didn't play Watch Dogs 2, so I don't know if this is in there, but like it would be interesting to see them play with a skill tree with the tech.
Watch Dogs 2 has a skill tree, but it's kind of like Horizon almost, where you got to have certain resources at certain points to unlock different parts of what you'll use. I think the problem with that is that half of it is usable. The other half, you just open it if you like that style of gameplay, because you really don't need it within the game. Yeah. And I think that's why when I seen the Hawk in Assassin's Creed Origins, I was just like, okay, this is the helicopter thing from the Tom Clancy series, but it's not the same thing in a sense. Where in Watch Dogs 2, and even in it's worse in Wildlands, like you literally could do 75% of the missions with just that one little gadget, and that's it.
Yeah.
Well, what else have you been playing, Jesse?
I actually got Injustice 2, and so I just played that a little bit, just to kind of. And I was talking to Ed about it a little bit, I posted in our chat thing. I don't know if you've seen that I just from what I looked at, it shows like pre-ordered next to the new characters that are supposed to be coming out. Mm-hmm. And stuff, but the only ones that aren't on there are the turtles. So I'm guessing, like the one guy, it's probably going to cost extra just for them by themselves. So if that's the case, then I have a feeling that it's almost certain that there's going to be 4 different characters, like in a pack. Like it might be its own like kind of pack thing you have to buy. I don't know for sure. That's just speculation from what shows up on the game, like in your store or whatever. But so I guess we'll have to find out more about that. And then I actually just a little bit ago I picked up Evil Within and started that, and I got basically through like the first chunk where you're trying to evade the guy with the chainsaw and stuff,
so you're further than me because I haven't started that game at all.
Yeah, I got into that. Like, there's the whole beginning part. You're basically trying to get to this elevator that brings you upstairs, and so that's as far as I got. I got into the elevator, like he was chasing me, and I got into the elevator and got upstairs, and then I basically saved it, and then I wanted to try some other games because I've been busy this week with shopping and stuff. I haven't really I played a lot of games this week, but it was like for small increments of time. I actually, though, with the Switch being portable, and I could kind of just grab it and play some games here and there, so I ended up playing Zelda again because I just kind of trying to find some of the stuff that I have left yet to find. And some SteamWorld Dig 2 I played because that game's always fun to just go back to and play a little bit here and there. And then I did play Siege earlier in the week because I'm trying to go back to that and keep playing that because I just love it. It's still probably my favorite first-person shooter. And then Agents of Mayhem I played a little bit of again, and just kind of to see where I was at, and that was earlier in the week too. And then right before I came on here, I started Tomb Raider up to see where I was at because it's been a little while since I played it. So I'm only, according to my save, I'm only like 30% done. So and I played it for a little bit. I played it for quite a while. So that must be a fairly big game then, huh? The first one.
Yeah.
The definitive.
Yeah, it's about 10 to 12 hours, depending if you're trying to get everything. It's a long game, and
it's longer than that if you're trying to get everything.
Well,
if you're trying to get everything, it's probably closer to 30.
Really?
Yeah. The first one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
getting all the tunes out, getting all the tunes out the way during the main game. That's easy. But like collecting all the other stuff, um, depending on if the map is good, because there's some areas that it sees that it shows there, but I feel like you can't get back to it. That might take you a little bit more time.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how many hours I've put in, but it feels like a bunch. But that's like one of those games where it's just kind of like the graphics and like your visuals are so awesome. It's just like I just enjoy like exploring the world and like looking at stuff and taking it in. It's they did such a good job with the visuals in that game.
Oh, wait till you get to Rise of the Tomb Raider and you just like where the mountain is at and you just see all of that land. Just like, oh, this game looks way beautiful.
Yeah.
Hey Corey, I envy you with the S and having that 4K. That probably had to look like jaw dropping good.
I'm really like contemplating whether or not I should save up for an X. Like even though I don't have a 4K TV, like I would. Like, I know how Rise of the Tomb Raider looks on PlayStation 4 Pro, and, like, it runs even better on the X, and I just, like, man, I'm really thinking about it. But...
Yeah, and the X does the sampling, so it's supposed to, like, they claim that it will make, even on a 1080p...
Yeah, down samples, so, like, it'll display the 4K textures in, like, 1080p, so it actually looks cleaner on 1080p just because the textures are already high res. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So is that it though, Jesse? Is that all you've been playing?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Other than playing Christmas shopping, the game of Christmas shopping.
Jeez, Christmas shopping, don't get me started on that. I still need to finish some stuff, but
I need to start.
We already talked a little bit about Assassin's Creed, but the only other thing that I've really been playing, I started Rime, and like I need to play it on the TV to see how it looks, but I played it in handheld mode after I installed it because there's a patch and like it fixes the frame rate issues and everything that the game was originally having for reviewers.
Mm-hmm.
But man, in handheld mode, that game looks real muddy. It looks real. It's interesting to look at. Not that it's bad, but when you go from like Zelda and Mario and even NBA 2K18 or Doom, like this game, man, it's interesting. So I played about a half hour of that, but I'm gonna start from the beginning because I kind of missed the cutscene at the beginning because we were watching something and I kind of want to get the full effect of that game. So I've also been trying to truck through the Master Trials of Zelda, and man, that game just keeps showing why it's my game of the year all the time, man. That game is just something. It's something. So also I hooked my Wii U back up and started playing New Super Mario Brothers U because like I really like the Mario, like the 2D Mario games, and like I was really itching to play one, so I tried to play the one on my 3DS. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to play on 3DS when I have an HD system sitting right in front of me. So I started playing New Super Mario Brothers U, and man, that game got so much crap when it came out because it was the fourth New Super Mario Brothers game in like 3 years, and then
2 years.
It's like that game is so good. The level design in that game is so good.
Just say that
it is by far the best New Super Mario Brothers game, by far. Even from the Wii ones or like the DS ones. Like the first one was great on DS, like it was awesome. But like this one, man, it is like, especially when you get into the later levels and stuff, it is really good. I can't wait for a 2D Mario game on the Switch. Like, I would love it if they just packaged this one. I'm like, for like $40, I'd be like, yeah.
I want Mario Maker because I haven't gotten to play that yet. Like I've watched people play it. Like one of our babysitters, she had gotten it for her birthday, and we're fairly close with their family, so we were at her birthday and stuff, and she was playing it and everything, so I got to kind of see it in action, and it looks like a lot of fun. So I'm waiting for them to port that.
This just may be me, and Corey, you might disagree with me about this.
I'm going to disagree with you.
I want a remake of Mario Brothers 2, the US version, and the Wii and the Mario graphics.
I just want, you know what I want? I just want Super Mario Brothers 2, but like widescreen, and that's it. That's all you got to do. Put it on Switch. $10, I'll buy it. Why not? $20, I'll buy it. I don't care.
I don't know how would that look.
Don't worry about it.
I'm so used to.
Don't worry about it.
Literally, I don't know how to feel about it because I would buy it along with you. Like I would pay extra money for a physical copy of it.
It would be interesting if they made a new Super Mario Brothers game in the vein of Mario Brothers 2, though, where like you don't really get power-ups, but you go into like the dark world and you go in and like get the keys and the mushrooms and stuff, like, and have the scary masks chasing you all around the level. Like, that would be really interesting if they did that.
And like just and put it. That's why I said like in the new Super Mario graphic style. Like I would love for that to happen.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. Huh. Like if they did another 2D side-scrolling game though, like I wouldn't mind if they did like new Super Mario Brothers art style, but I would like to see the Mario and Luigi kind of hand-drawn art style. But it was
like for the handheld, like the DS and the 3DS.
Yeah,
okay.
Just the art style. I don't need it to be a Mario Luigi game. Although I would like a Mario and Luigi game on the Switch.
Would you want the sprite base or like that 3D polygon kind of? I don't know what art style that is.
I like the cover, like the art on the cover of the games.
Yeah.
That art. I don't really care. Like the really thick black outlines of the characters, but have kind of like this thick watercolor. Like
Nintendo, give me that.
Like that's
this is money.
If I was to have a new 2D Mario game, that would be what I would want. Would be that. But I mean, I would still take another Mario game. Like I really don't care.
I would take that box art in a heartbeat. Like I would pay $30 for that.
30? I would pay $60 for a new Super Mario Brothers game in that art style.
I will.
Shh! You're ruining my dream, Ed.
I'm not trying to ruin your. I'm not trying to ruin your dream because I'm thinking of a collector section. Like, how would they do a box set, like collector set,
of like new Super Mario Brothers All Stars? And it would just be
that's
Mario.
That's what I've wanted. I want another All Stars. I missed that game. I love that game.
I mean, they could totally do that. It's the same engine running all 4 of those games. They would just have to up-res all the graphics and stuff.
So, new Super Mario Brothers, new Super Mario Wii, the Wii U, and
3DS.
New Super Mario Brothers 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
So would it just be Super Mario All Stars 2?
Yeah,
pretty much.
It would just be
basically.
They could just call it New Super Mario Brothers All Stars.
Yeah.
They could. It writes itself.
Corey,
man.
Why do I feel like that's going to be in the Nintendo Direct next year? And if it is, I'm coming to Ohio to buy you 5 chicken sandwiches from Wendy's.
I mean, like, Mario's a hard one because they've already had 3. Like, technically, they've had 3 Mario games this year. I don't know if you include Mario Kart and Mario plus Rabbids and now Mario. I don't know if they would waste another Mario title on a 2D Mario game. I still think, like, in my heart of hearts, I still think some kind of Mario sports game is coming next year, like Mario Golf or something. I still feel that.
Well, you probably could count 4 of them because the top 100 is out for 3DS as a Mario game. Well, even though it's like Mario Party, but I'm just like, well, it's still under the Mario banner.
Yeah.
If you're including Mario Kart DX and Mario Rabbids and stuff.
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't really care what we got. I just, it's just, I have to buy all the Switch games. So,
Yeah.
well,
I'm
first-party
working on
Switch
that.
games, I need to buy them. But I'm still missing. Well, I'm missing a lot. But like in terms of like having a nice, neat collection of Switch games, like.
Which okay, I know Xenoblade Chronicles is what we're missing. What I'm missing. I know I need ARMS, Splatoon 2, Mario Kart DX. I think everything else I have first party.
Yeah, I mean, I have all the first-party
it's
games.
in snipper clips.
Snipper
Is that
clips.
first party?
Yeah.
And what's the Switch?
Yeah.
Those two I don't have from
Yeah.
first party.
Yeah, I feel like I should just get the physical copy of Snipper Clips. I feel like that's going to be like one of those weird titles. Like, remember that weird DS game Electroplankton that became this weird like collector's item because they short printed it and never reprinted it, and it became like this obscure eBay collector's item for like $100, $200 sometimes. Like, I feel like Snipper Clips is going to be that game.
Or that Olympics game for the NES that's worth like a couple.
Yeah, stadium events or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, well, if that's all we've been playing, why don't we get into some of these news bits? Woo!
Yoo-hoo!
News bits. Hold on, let me pull this up. I messed up. Okay. Surprise, guys. Nintendo Switch is the best-selling item on Black Friday.
What? Awesome.
Even though there was no deal whatsoever on the item. So, like, I was looking at Amazon's top 5 and Best Buy's top 5, and the only other video game, like, there was 2 video game things in the top 5, and the number 1 was Nintendo Switch, and number 4 was the PS4 Slim. So, interesting numbers there, but that's so interesting that the only item that was like people were looking for that wasn't like it didn't have any deals attached to it. It was just like the best selling thing. So
yeah,
yay!
Yes, I kind of wonder because I know Xbox One been having a lot of deals, but OX wasn't nowhere to be found. So I'm just like, did they not ship a lot of them out for Black Friday in time?
I honestly think they have a lot of S's. So like they already said they weren't going to do any 1X deals. That like it was hard enough for them just to get the box out, let alone to bundle it with something. So like all the bundles were S related. So
yes,
I don't know how Xbox did or whatnot, but I know there was a lot of great Xbox One S deals. Like there was what was the one deal I saw that was insane? It was on the Microsoft Store for $230, I think you got Assassin's Creed Origins and Xbox One S and Gears of War 4 and like 3 months of Game Pass and 1 month of Xbox Live Gold for like $230.
Huh.
Yeah, there was a lot of because we had a deal where if you just buy the One S without no game in it, it was $189.
Yeah,
and then it was like I think like 30, like some of the games was like $20 to $30, so it was like picking up some good deals with it.
Yeah, so really really interesting. I don't know how Xbox did. Like, if I didn't already have one, I probably would have tried to find one, but $189 for an Xbox though, man.
Right,
Yeah,
and the controllers was like only $40.
Yeah. The controllers were $40, and like all the new games were on sale. Like Assassin's Creed was what, 35 or 40, and Wolfenstein was 20, and Gears and Gears of War 4 and Halo 5 were like $10 each at some places. So like it was a good deal. It was a good time for an Xbox, but Switch, man, can't believe that. I mean, to be fair, there were a ton of Switch games on sale. Like, yes, everywhere.
Yeah, I was telling Corey that Disgaea 5 Complete was like hard to find. Mm-hmm. Like,
and they're popping up. They're popping up left and right on Amazon and eBay for like, because they were like $20 at Best Buy and stuff. And I went. Yeah. I was just like curious to see like what the games, like how many would be being sold on like, secondhand websites and whatever. Like the Sky 5 was showing up for like $44.99 on Amazon new. And I was like looking through the vendors and stuff. I'm like, these people look like they went to Best Buy and kind of scooped them all up and are now like trying to double their money.
Right.
So,
and
I think,
oh, go ahead, Jesse.
I was gonna say, I think one of the reasons that, like, at least by us, that I think helped, sell Switches a lot is, where like basically all the Nintendo accessories and stuff were, basically just a wasteland by us, like for the past couple of months since the Switch came out. They actually restocked everything. So we actually, like at Target and stuff, they actually had like a lot of the amiibos, and like there's just a lot of that stuff that like you could never find by me. Like the best place to get them, all that stuff, is basically like Toys R Us. Like our Toys R Us is the only place that really had that kind of stuff like on hand like more often. But when I went during Black Friday, they had like a lot of everything, which, I think that helps a lot, sell stuff, because if you got all the accessories that people might want right there, in front of them, it gives them a opportunity to really, get the Switch and, get what they want for it. So
yeah, because I know Legend of Zelda, that Explorer pack came out also like on Black Friday.
yeah, some people were selling it for $40 on Black Friday.
wow.
Wow.
So,
yeah,
like, just to
we
get
had
people
it
in the door, I think.
Yeah, we had it for like regular price at my job, but they were just like, we got enough copies that because people started asking for Zelda again. It'd be like, well, the Explorer one is $59 compared to the original without it.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, but I mean, it's a game people should be asking for. So
congrats Nintendo for making them coins.
yeah, making them coins, good ones. Collecting them rupees, cutting down that grass.
Right. We converted a NGP co-host.
Oh man. All right. So speaking of Switch, Square Enix did a kind of like a press release on what to expect on the future of their support of the Nintendo Switch. They've already got games like I Am Setsuna and Lost Sphere and Project Octopath Traveler either out or coming out. Lost Sphere, by the way, physical copy is exclusive to Square Enix's website. So if you're looking to get that game physically, you're going to have to
order
there.
from them.
Yeah. So, it seems like Final Fantasy 15 is going to show up on the platform in some form. A lot of people want it to be the real version, but a lot of things are pointing to that weird pocket edition with like the messed up looking cartoon versions of them.
Oh, like the short versions.
Yeah. So.
And I gotta say, if they did port Final Fantasy 15, just make it digital. That's how I feel like. I mean,
no, dude, I want the cart. I want the box. Don't stop it. Stop it, Ed. You of all people, stop it.
Well,
stop it. Nope. I'm going to read this quote first. Nope. Stopping you right there.
Don't do that to me, because then I want the physical too.
Well, let's get physical. We base our development resource allocations on the unique attributes of each platform. In particular, Nintendo Switch makes it easier for us to leverage our back catalog of assets and expertise. So we want to be proactive in creating new IP and rebooting past titles for that platform. So, I mean, I think the safe bet, that Secret of Mana remake that's coming to PS4, yeah. I'm almost positive that that's going to come to Switch at some point.
Like later down in the year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I don't know. It's just another one of those offhanded comments that say we're supporting the Switch, we just really don't know how to do it yet kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So, but how do you guys feel about that? I mean, I would love just RPGs like I Am Setsuna and like the smaller $40 kind of old school RPGs just to keep coming.
I mean, if they could put those games on Unreal Engine 4 and they don't have no problems and they run smooth, yeah, I'm with you, Corey. Like if they do physical for Final Fantasy 15, for example, hopefully Nintendo has the 64 gigabyte cartridges out for them to do that.
I think the big carts are already available for people to buy. It's just cheaper for companies to get the 16-bit cards or the 16 gigabyte cards and then have them download stuff like on like the sports games or what was the big one that just recently came out that had a big LA Noire, just had a download to it, and it's like, I understand a lot of people don't have access to the internet in like the middle of the country and stuff, but like there's also other ways to play those games, I guess. So I guess it really doesn't matter, but I know what you're saying though, because like Final Fantasy 15, it's not the biggest game, but it's a pretty big game,
And I kind of like the fact that if you want the physical copy, just order from Square Enix for Lost Sphere. So I could see them doing that kind of in the future. I believe personally for me that cuts down on used games. Maybe you'll get some nice packaging for Square Enix itself. Like that would be cool. Like if Square Enix did like physical copies for their little small digital games, but they just include some nice trinkets and stuff like that. You don't have to worry about it being at the store. It's just like they have enough copies to ship out and stuff. I think that would be cool.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Jesse?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think if I don't know, I think with the Final Fantasy, if they can do it like do a proper port and actually have it, look pretty close, similar to like the sports games where there might be a little bit of a noticeable like change in graphics or something, but yet still have the base, the full game, then I'd say yes. But at the same time, like for me, like the Switch, I'd rather play like your Octopath Traveler type style games, like the more retro style RPGs. Like the only one that I can think of, that they've kind of talked about that's coming out that I'm really interested in is the Battle Chasers, like those like more bigger style like Final Fantasy games. I guess I don't think they're not something I'm interested in playing on the Switch. I mean, it would be nice to have for the people who do want to play it, but I feel like like most people don't have just a Switch. They also have an Xbox or a PlayStation, and I think like that game is better suited for those systems. But
I think they need to test the waters with Rise of the Tomb Raider, and see how it goes from there. Because what you laughing at, Corey?
No, we're just talking about old school RPGs and Square Enix and stuff, and all of a sudden you just whip out Tomb Raider, and like I realized Square owns the Tomb Raider brand now, but like that was just really out of left field.
I mean, if they're gonna do like bigger games for their back catalog, that would be a good game to test with the waters. And if they decide to go with their smaller games, because everybody gonna expect, we want a Final Fantasy collection. We want Final Fantasy 5. We want like.
I mean, they can even put like in the HD remasters of the 10, 10-2 collection or 12 or even 13, I guess, like they could do stuff like that, or like repackage the PC ports that they're putting on PS4 of like Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9 on Switch, in some sort of like $30 or $40 fashion.
Or what if they even give them exclusive, like an add-on to like one of those older games or something, like have like a part 2 or something, because how like with 10, didn't they have 10-2 and stuff like that? Like what if they were to do like do like a second part to like some
an
of those
epilogue
older
similar
games.
to like they made that the after years for Wii for Final Fantasy IV.
Fantasy, yeah.
And like they did that Wii exclusive thing for a while until it came to PSP, I think eventually, but like something like that they could do.
That'd be cool.
Because like ultimately, I mean, like the power in the Switch is like basically like the Xbox 360 or the PS3 technically, isn't it? So I mean, if they were to, or just push it, like as far as they could with the, like those style of games that that they would have made during that time.
Yeah.
And not like, because that's the thing is it gives them an opportunity to still be able to make a Final Fantasy game, but also make it an exclusive experience for the people who own a Switch, and that way they're not left out. And like I said, if they've got an Xbox or they've got the PS4, they can always get the proper games, but still have that option that they could have for the Switch.
Yeah. Oh, it feels like Square Enix could supply the Switch while Atlas could still supply the 3DS, and both of them would just be making up money off both Nintendo platforms.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's gonna be quite a year for Switch next year, especially for Square. They've got 2 big games coming out for Switch I'm
down for supporting Square on Nintendo.
Yeah. So, the last bit of news, not really big news, but Super Nintendo World at Universal Orlando, it will reportedly be bigger than the other parks, and it will include Donkey Kong and Mario Kart sections. So cool. I will be excited to see it when it opens. I'm a huge Disney fan, so like Universal's never really like been on my radar. Like I would like to go there someday, and my wife is a huge Harry Potter fan and wants to go to that. So like maybe around the time this opens, we'll take a couple days and go over there at some point, but it's cool. I've been kind of thinking like, why isn't there a Nintendo theme park ever? Like I've been thinking that for a long time, and it's finally happening, and it's making me really happy. So
I have to find the travel agent once I find out that it's open, and like do payments, get the hotel book.
I mean, they've got to do something, right? Because they're gonna lose that Marvel stuff to Disney soon. So like, I mean, I guess if you're gonna replace superheroes, Harry Potter and Nintendo is probably the way to go.
Right.
So, but that's kind of the news.
When is that supposed to be done?
Like 2020-ish, 2021, I think.
Okay.
So.
Man, I will I don't know. Maybe I'm guessing that we might be going that open year then, because in a couple of years we've been planning that once the kids are old enough, we're gonna take them to Disney World and stuff. We got a couple of years yet until my daughter's old enough to really enjoy it. So
yeah, man, my parents are taking my cousin's kids to Disney World in the spring or in the summer for the first time, like that last week of May.
Nice.
For the first time, and like they're like, I don't know, they're like 16 and 14, I want to say, by then, and like they've never been, and they're really excited, and they're gonna be so overwhelmed because there's so much to do down there.
Yeah,
but they're at the right age where like it's gonna be really fun for them, especially to do it together. So.
The last time I've been there was like 1999, so I would love to go back.
Yeah, the first time, my first time was quite a couple of years ago now, when I went because my wife and her family had planned on going, and bringing my nephews and stuff like that, and so yeah, I didn't go until I was in my 20s for the first time, so. It was fun though. I really liked the Universal Studios.
Yeah.
'Cause we did end up doing that, and I liked it a lot.
I want to go to a Nickelodeon taping. I would love to do that. Dang, I wish they still had Nick Arcade. I would love to be on that.
The closest I've done to anything like that is when we were in Vegas visiting my wife's cousins and family that lives there. We went and did a Wheel of Fortune thing. We like went till like it's just it wasn't one that was recorded, but it was basically the full thing, the Wheel of Fortune or whatever. So
Nice.
it was fun.
Nice. Okay. Well, we have a bunch of questions for the question block this week. Remember,
Yay.
you can email the show at nintendopowblock@gmail.com or check out our Facebook threads asking for questions. You can find them both places, or tweet at NGR Radio Podcast. We'll try to figure out. Use the hashtag. Use the hashtag Nintendo Pow Block or Pow Block or whatever. One of those. If you're tweeting
Yes.
this. So, our first question comes from Megan Green. What kind of art style do you want the next Zelda game to be in? No, you can't just pick Breath of the Wilds again.
I will like the Link Between Worlds art style. I kind of want to see the next Legend of Zelda. As a small game, I would like to see a top-down 2D game to be on Switch. Nothing big and nothing major or anything like that. Like I always said, I want a remake of the first one and the Link Between Worlds art style. So that's what I would like to see for the next Zelda game.
Nice. What about you, Jesse? What do you want to see? My pick's going to be controversial, so I'm saving it for last.
I don't know. My favorite is still. I don't know. I still like the Ocarina of Time style, or the more recent would be like the Twilight Princess.
Yes, that's what I was going to pick.
Style.
Yes.
But I actually wouldn't mind seeing it, and like to make it different, like something that I guess would kind of be something they haven't done yet. I wouldn't mind like seeing it in like the style of like Epic Mickey or something like that, like something really like really cartoonish and interesting. Like I don't know. I think that kind of style of that game would be interesting to see it in.
Nice. Yes, he picked Twilight Princess. Haha, I'm not the only one. Yes. But I would like to see another kind of like semi-darker tone be taken on Zelda, like Twilight Princess. But I'd also like to see like that style, or like, I would like to see the Wind Waker art style applied, like the cell shaded stuff applied to the Twilight Princess style. Kind of like the cell shaded, but it would still be like adult Link, and like kind of the way he looks in Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword and Ocarina of Time. So I think
I wouldn't even mind like more of like a watercolor, like a watercolors style versus a cell shading.
You literally read my mind, Jesse. When you said watercolor, I was thinking that.
Just like I don't know, for me, it's kind of jaded just because I'm like I didn't mind Wind Waker, but I'm like, and it's not just with Zelda, but for whatever reason, unless it's done just right, the cell shading just doesn't do it for me. But it's just me, though. I know a lot of people love it and have no problems with it. I'm an outlier when it comes to that, but
I don't know.
For whatever reason,
you should have heard a lot of people. You should have heard people talking about it when Wind Waker was announced.
Yeah,
people weren't too happy with that.
Yeah,
I love Wind Waker's art style.
It's grown on me. I was one of the people that was upset when Wind Waker was announced. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I really like that first thing they showed when they announced the GameCube. Man, they showed like Luigi, and then they showed like the 128 Mario stuff, and then they ended up showing that sweet battle between Ganon and Link, and that's the game I wanted. I wanted that, and it was like when they announced Wind Waker. After that, it was like, oh no. But that trailer was so cool. But Wind Waker's a great game. Like it's one of the better Zelda games, you know. But
oh, go ahead, Gory.
I was just gonna say, like, it grew on me, and I ended up enjoying Wind Waker a lot. But at the time, I was upset that we weren't getting the. It wasn't even the Twilight Princess art style. It was more like a livelier version of Ocarina of Time. You know, it was more of like a bright. There's a brightness to it, and like it was very colorful and crisp. You know, it wasn't dark like Twilight Princess. It was. I don't really know how to describe it, but it had like the colors of like the Ocarina of Time key art and stuff, like from the strategy guide and like the box art and stuff. So
I think it's one of those games that when you seen a picture of it, you would judge it by its picture. But when you see that game in movement, it kind of changes your mind. You know, it's one of those things that picture versus actual video, like actual movement, you'd be like, oh, okay, I see what they're getting at and what they're doing. Because, of course, you can always judge a game just by seeing a screenshot. That's fine. But you also could judge a game by seeing it in action, with gameplay. And I feel like you'll actually make your decision when you actually play the game.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, like, look, in a game like Zelda, the gameplay is key, right? If like the dungeons don't sit with you right, if the weapons don't sit with you right, you're not going to enjoy it. But like, you know, Zelda is always known for gameplay, and then they just created a cool art style that goes around the gameplay. You know, like I wasn't exactly sold on Skyward Sword's art style either when it came out, but like,
I love that game.
You know, like I tried it, and like I still like personally think like it has one of the best art styles for a bad Zelda game. It's not even like it's not even like Skyward Sword's like a bad Zelda game. It's just the motion, the Wii, man. I hate the Wii. I hate it. I like Wii Sports, and I like New Super Mario Brothers, and I liked all the games you could play with the Pro controller or the classic controller.
I think we'll have a discussion on Nintendo's innovation, and I think that's the discussion that we'll probably.
I still think the Wii U is better than the Wii, like in terms of what like. There's. I'm sending you guys the image from the Zelda trailer. Okay. Oh.
So, well, going back to that, like one of the reasons I think that I really would like to see like more of a Ocarina of Time or Twilight Princess style for a new Zelda moving forward. I don't know if you guys have ever really gone on YouTube and watched video footage of the fan-made remasters of Ocarina of Time in Unreal Engine 4.
Where like Link is running through the fields and stuff.
Yeah, those are seriously some of the most amazing looking Zelda like game footage that I've ever seen, and it's just amazing what they did with the Unreal Engine 4 and like how like every blade of grass you can see like perfectly, you know, flowing and it looks so amazing.
Yeah.
But now how that would transfer to the Switch is another thing though, because those are obviously running on PCs that, you know,
can handle that.
Can handle that kind of stuff. So but it's so amazing, and it just makes you want to see that, you know, see that happen on the Nintendo.
Yeah.
And it's something about Nintendo's art style that they could take something that art style that a game did and somehow make it their own. Like if you look at Jet Set Radio when it introduced cell shading, Nintendo took that style and made Wind Waker. If they feel they share that cell shaded style, but both games just look different. Like it looks cleaner in Wind Waker compared to Jet Set Radio. You know, I'm like, just look at that dragon when on the volcano and him just being upset and all the war and just looking at that battle and stuff. It's just like, goodness, Nintendo, how did you do this kind of art and make it just look gorgeous and fluid? No.
Yeah. Now to totally contradict the question, or totally like go back on the question, I want another Zelda game in the Breath of the Wild art style, but like darker in terms of like, you know how Wind Waker kind of took the Ocarina of Time art style, like not just maybe like in the game it was a little bit darker just because of the theme of the game, but like the key art where like, you know, it would have like the Ocarina of Time art style, but like it would be very heavily lighted, so like Link would be totally shadowed on one side, or like you know what I'm talking about, like the Majora's Mask kind of key art type stuff, where like the art style was very like
more like manga in a sense.
No, like Ocarina of Time had this very like specific art style, right? Well, when they went from Ocarina of Time to Majora's Mask, in terms of like the key art, you know, Link looked the same, but it was very heavily lighted to where like he was very shadowed on a lot of the key art. Like you see him like slashing the sword one way, but you see like the one side of him is totally black because he's shadowed.
Is that in game, or
no?
Like
this is
character sketch.
No, this is like the key art, like in like the strategy guides and stuff when they're just.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So let me see if I can find something good and send it to you guys. But like, I would like to see that. Okay, where are you guys here? I would like to see that. I really think Majora's Mask did an interesting thing with like the Ocarina of Time assets and stuff. And I just here's a good picture of like Skull Kid. So basically, I'm sending this to you guys in the Facebook chat.
I think part of the reason I was thinking like the Epic Mickey like style too is because they did a really good job in the Epic Mickey games of making it like colorful and bright but very dark at the same time, like in certain things. But
okay, I see what you
see how like the shadows are very black, but like the characters are colorful, but they have that weird black shadow on everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess
I would like to see that in the Breath of the Wild, but like everything that's kind of in shadow would be super dark like that, or have like, instead of like, you know how they have like the blue overtones in Breath of the Wild with everything until it gets like, you know, you see the red lasers or the purple gunk come out. Actually, that's like a good thing. You know how like when you're fighting the skulls, the flying skulls and stuff in the Divine Beasts, and it has that purple goop on the ground, and it's very like almost Twilight Princess-esque, but it's purple and black when you see the skulls kind of emerge, or the eyeballs.
Yeah.
Like that, I want to see that tone in the art style, you know, like throughout the game.
That's why I said manga, because when you put that picture up, a lot of manga artists draw that kind of style when they color it in, when it's just like a screenshot or detail. So that's why I was thinking about that. But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So that's what I really want to see. I really would like to see a Majora's Mask-esque. Wow, that came out wrong. I'm super sorry. I would like to see a Majora's Mask sequel to this game, because I think this game was outstanding, and That's what I want. I'm really hoping they do something like that, because he already said he wanted to make another Zelda game for Switch because he wants to explore HD Rumble and how that could affect the game. Anuma said that. So yeah.
I'm one thing I was surprised that they didn't do with the new Zelda is use that HD Rumble, they did kind of, I guess, for when you're finding shrines and stuff like that. Didn't it rumble quite like when you would get close to it or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have
I'm surprised they didn't use that more and have where some of the chests were hidden underground or something like that, in the ground.
I think that's because of them having a short time to port it to Switch.
Yeah, I think because it was it also came out on the Wii U. We kind of forget that, but it was being developed for the Wii U, so they had that short, not really a short amount of time, but when they decided to move it over, they probably just were more focused on getting the game over to the system and making it run well, and so.
I think when they build it up when they make the next one and build it from the ground up, we'll see more of the HD Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. John Garrett writes in, do you think Switch can match the hype of 2017 with 2018's lineup? What games do you think we'll see that haven't been announced yet? Okay, so we're recording this on November 26th, 2017, just to date the podcast. So anything comes out after today, or is announced after today, sorry. But anyways, I'm already more excited for 2017 or 2018. And I already got the game I wanted this year, which was Zelda, right? That was the game I wanted.
Yes.
Some people it was Mario. For me, it was Zelda, right? And then we got a lot of great surprises this year, like ARMS and Splatoon and Mario Rabbids and Fire Emblem, and Xenoblade. So
yes.
I got excited for Xenoblade. But,
hey, shoot, even Pokemon DX did good this year.
Yeah, and we got Mario Kart, so for me, 2018 is going to be all about how do they innovate on their other franchises. I'm really interested to see how this Kirby game plays, how this Yoshi game plays. I want to see Yoshi in that cardboard art style that they have been showing off, right? That's super interesting to me. Or I want to see how they innovate on Fire Emblem. I want to see if they show anything about Pokemon or Metroid Prime 4. Yes, I know, probably not 2018 game for Metroid, but I still want to see it, right? So, they already have a ton announced for just the first half next year. And that's not including, there's a rumored Donkey Kong game. Smash is probably going to be the big multiplayer game next year. The rumor is Mario Maker is probably going to be coming out at some point next year. So, those are 3 heavy hitters right there that aren't even really announced yet. So, I don't know. I think they can match the hype. Should I read off the list of games for 2018 that have been announced so far? Just to get a refresh for everybody.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me pull up this list. Where'd it go? Okay. So for 2018 so far, there's the rumor that Dragon Quest XI is going to get localized for Switch next year. Fee by EA is coming next year. Fire Emblem for Nintendo Switch. Kirby Star Allies. Lost Sphere. Metroid Prime 4. Pokemon DX. Metroid probably not 2018, but it's on my list. Shin Megami Tensei 5. A new Tales game is supposedly coming. Travis Strikes Back, No More Heroes, Valkyria Chronicles 4, Wolfenstein 2, Yoshi, and then Yooka-Laylee probably early next year, since it doesn't seem like we're getting it this year. So,
yeah. And then there's some indie games from the last Nintendo Direct that even with this old indie reel that they showed in I think August, that none of those have really actually got dates, so they may come out next year.
Yeah, so my list wasn't even including any of the indie games. So I mean, that's enough for me to be excited for Nintendo for next year. And like, we know Pikmin 4's in development still. We know, like, I still think like whatever that next direct is going to be, that Donkey Kong game is going to be shown. I still think that, like, I mean, it's almost a really bad secret at this point that it's being worked on. It's been reported by so many people. So maybe
we don't know what. Maybe Retro.
Yeah, I mean, Retro could show their new IP, like, you know, because like that's like, I almost think that that's going to be released in the same year as Metroid Prime 4, just so they can have two heavy hitters that year too. You know, so
yeah.
Man, I hope Retro does something really cool. I really do.
Yeah, I think their research and development is done. Hopefully, I think they probably already been approved on their gameplay mechanics.
Dude, it should be done. Like, they've been working on this game since what, 2013, I think.
Yeah.
So
I think they was working on it alongside when they was doing Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze.
Yeah, so like that whole like R&D stuff has probably been done for a while, you know, especially if they're working off the Metroid engine, which is the rumor, right? So like, you know, it's not like they have to build a new engine; they just have to optimize it for Switch, right? So
yeah,
I don't know, man. I'm really excited to see Retro's new game. I
could actually think of one game that hasn't been announced to answer that second part of the question. I think Kid Icarus is going to make a return to Switch. And if not Kid Icarus, I think Advance Wars is going to come back. Like, those two would be, to me personally, those two would be major games that are so unexpected to be on Switch.
You know, I would really like, speaking of Advance Wars, like, I would really like them to take the approach that like some of the other companies are doing, and like every other year would be Fire Emblem and every other year would be Advance Wars, because it's the same company. So like,
Intelligence.
Yeah, like I really think like that would be a cool way to balance that, because like, you know, a lot of people do that. A lot of people do the you know, fantasy setting and then the science fiction or realistic setting type thing, you know, like you got Elder Scrolls and Fallout, you got Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed, you got, you know what I'm saying? So like, why can't they do the same thing? Like,
and what if Koei just decides to bring Dead or Alive 6 exclusively to Switch?
Nobody wants that.
But you might be surprised. There's no 3D fighters that's on Switch at the moment.
Arms. And fight you. Arms.
Well,
I win.
Yeah.
I win.
Arms, I would give you, but as a 2D play, 3D fighter, because if Soul Calibur 6 doesn't come to Switch, and Sega doesn't bring Virtual, if Sega doesn't bring Virtual Fighter to Switch,
no, it's fine.
Tecmo Kobe is going to have to heads up. I could see Dead or Alive 6 coming to Switch.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, it probably could. I don't really care about Dead or Alive at all.
Hey, Tecmo Kobe got a good relationship with Nintendo. Why not?
Are they still making Dead or Alive games? I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they were still making them.
What was that team's last game? Neo.
For Tecmo Kobe, yeah, Neo. But as for a fighting game, Dead or Alive 5 came to Xbox One and PS4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but Neo is
well, like I think there's two teams at that studio, right? It's Team Ninja, so like I think there's two teams at that studio. One that makes Ninja Gaiden and Neo, and then the fighting game side. So
well, I think
Maybe we'll get
Ninja
Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball 4.
Well, Team Ninja did the Dead or Alive.
We'll test out that HD Rumble real good.
The jiggle physics.
Oh my gosh.
Mommy, look, I'm jiggling the boo.
It feels like I'm jiggling it in my hand.
That was so bad. So
yeah.
All right, we're moving on because this is just going. Where are my questions? Looking for my show notes. There they are.
And Namco Bandai, they could be bringing something. That
Yeah, I was thinking more like Dragon Ball Fighters from them, or they've patented Pac-Man Maker recently, so sure.
Yeah. They need to bring
All I
championship to Switch.
All I know is I'm just looking forward to that new Yoshi game. That looks like so much fun.
Yes.
But I already think there's enough to be excited for next year, and they haven't even announced their full lineup. So maybe not the hype of a new Zelda and Mario, but definitely for hardcore Nintendo fans, there's enough to be excited for already. So
yeah.
Well, and if this year is anything like or next year is anything like this year, and they brought out some pretty heavy hitters that we didn't really find out about until, not long before they came out. So, there's a very good possibility that we've got some really good games coming out that, we literally know nothing about.
Yeah, because Konami has to have something up their sleeve also. There's no way you just release Super Bomberman R and you don't have nothing planned for... Well, I mean, Metal Gear Survivor for the other systems, but I'm like, no, you got to have something planned for Switch because you made too much money.
I still wonder if they're going to do like a Metal Gear HD collection that could easily be ported over, or Twin Snakes, or even something as ridiculous as Zone of the Enders could be ported over. I mean, even like a new 2D Castlevania game. I know that's going to excite a lot of people, but they could do something like that. So
I need a Konami Arcade Classics for $20.
I want a remake of the original Metal Gear Solid.
Well, that's Twin Snakes.
Yeah, that's Twin Snakes. They'll just do Twin Snakes.
Yeah.
Twin Snakes for GameCube is the remake of Metal Gear Solid 1.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah.
So they basically, it's just in the better graphics or whatever, but it's the same exact game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're first-person view.
Yeah, because literally, after the first Metal Gear Solid, I played 2 and I just didn't really get into it, and I was done with it. I just haven't really played the Metal Gear game since the first one. That was still my favorite.
Okay.
I've never played Metal Gear.
Okay, quick question for you guys.
No.
Would you give Eternal Darkness to Team Tecmo Kobe or to Konami, the Silent Hill team?
Neither.
What?
Neither. Next question. Michael Stevenson asks, how do you expect the 3DS to continue in 2018? I don't know. I think a bunch of third-party games will still continue to come, and people will continue to make kind of kid-oriented games or puzzle games, or Nintendo will outsource first-party licenses similar to what they did with Metroid and Mario and Luigi, the remake that they just did. I can see them doing stuff like that, but I think Nintendo's all in-house is focused on Switch, so whatever you're going to get is going to be either second-party stuff or third-party stuff, or stuff like that, licensed out to other companies to do stuff.
I think Atlas is going to support it still because they still make tons of money on there. I think Codenames Steam 2 is going to get us a second try.
No, it's not.
I believe Codenames. I believe this is me, Corey, boss. I believe Codenames Steam 2.
Well, we all saw how your Japanese Fable idea turned
We will
out.
talk about that on Arsenal X. We will address that on Arsenal X. So please, everybody, check out Arsenal X on YouTube or hr.radio.com. And email arsenalx@gmail.com. Yes. But I could see Codenames Steam 2 getting a second try. I could see some of the games that had moderate success from Nintendo like a maybe Mario Party 11 or whatever Mario Party that is on. I believe that game getting another try. Or probably a little bit Wii U ports to it.
There'll be a sequel to the Mario Top 100 or the Mario Party Top 100, and it's going to be the Mario Bottom 100, and it's just the worst of the worst mini games for Mario Party. No, it'll just be the Mario Party board game without any of the mini games. That's what it's going to be.
Wow.
Man, you know what?
That's that stock game that they made.
There's a formula for Mario Party, man, and they just can't get it right. Like the board game idea, and then after taking your turns, like, and doing mini games in between is like really cool, and they haven't done a good one since like the first GameCube game. Like it's just it's
the typical trying to fix something that isn't broken.
Well, you got to think Hudson Soft did those past games, and once Konami closed them, Nintendo had to do it in house. So, like Hudson Soft,
I really want them to go. I don't like them moving together in one role. Like I don't like that aspect. Just give me like pieces to a board game and just go with it. Can I tell you something?
No, they still
I'm tired
sell.
Of you telling me something.
You know what? You're going to listen to me, young man. They still sell.
They still sell because of people like me that hadn't played Mario Party in a while, and so I picked up one thinking, "Oh, it's Mario Party," and then I played it, and it was the worst garbage I'd ever.
You're like, oh my gosh, it's Mario Party.
You have to play that game with kids. That game is meant to be played with families. It's not meant to be played for the Nintendo hardcore or the Nintendo fans. It's meant to be played with families.
I think there's a way that you could get the Wii Sports crowd in there and really make it something special. And it's the last couple they just missed. That was really my only point.
Like I said, it's for kids. It still sell well. Casuals still play it. People get drunk off of it because they make it into a beer game. So I mean, it has other uses than for some of the other people. Kirby makes too much money on Nintendo 3DS and 2DS, so there'll be another Kirby game.
Yeah, that's why they're releasing the next Kirby game for free. On 3DS.
Pretty much, yeah. Oh, they'll make money off it still, because kids are going to come in and ask for that game. Be like, no, you got to download on the eShop. I hope Rhythm Heaven makes a return, and I want an Elite Beat Agents 2. Someone has to give me one. Like, I
isn't there already an Elite Beat Agents 2 that wasn't localized?
Yeah, all of them are in Japan.
Yeah,
they're not here.
Well,
I want to pop the little bubble and move it around. And Phoenix Wright, I think.
Well, they already are. They're making an Ace Attorney game. It's already been announced for Switch.
But for 3DS, I'm talking about, not Switch.
You're the worst. 3DS.
You know what?
3DS.
I'm going to give you a big hug when I come back to Ohio for the OhioCon.
Oh man, that's so threatening.
And then I'll take you to Wendy's and feed you again.
Man, dude, we had tacos tonight, homemade tacos. Oh, it was so good. They're so good. And like, I didn't want to like put the chicken in the refrigerator and like reheat it tomorrow for dinner, so I just ate more tacos. Which was it was a good decision at the time, but right now, man, I just feel like so.
Did you have like 5 of them?
I had 7 of them.
Dang.
All right. Anyways, Jesse, you really didn't give your opinion on this question.
I don't even remember what the question was.
How do you expect 3DS to continue in 2018?
Yeah, I could see them kind of like similar. Well, I don't know why they would change it, but they're always going to have like newer people who are kind of joining the team and like,
so you're
to kind of just,
they'd make games like B Squad would make 3DS games, kind of.
Yeah, like they would start there, and then once they've proved themselves, then they can move into the bigger, like, because that seems like that's kind of the way they do it now. Is you've kind of got people making stuff for that, and then once they're experienced enough, then they can move up to bigger things and basically be like the entry level like games, and like and that doesn't necessarily mean that they're not as good as the Switch games, but I mean, like obviously the hardware you're limited, but
Yeah.
I mean they make some amazing games on the DS, so
Yeah.
I just think that if they just keep doing kind of the way they've been doing it is.
That's it. Okay.
Because I mean,
Sorry.
they're doing well. They've been doing well. The 3DS, sells still, and like I honestly don't think that there's much that they have any troubles or problems to really worry about. I think they're doing a good job of doing what they're doing, and just having it an alternate, way to play Nintendo games.
I just in a game that I remember, Magical Star Sign. Nintendo published it. They had another company make it. It's an RPG, so that might. Yeah, I'm sorry, Corey. Go ahead.
I never even heard of it.
Yeah.
Okay, we have one last question, and then we're gonna wrap it up after this. So, Harrison D'Angelo writes in and asks, what third-party games would you like to see ported to Switch? LA Noire, Doom, and Skyrim are selling well, so do you think it would give a second life to some franchises? I mean, I think LA Noire on Switch, like the European numbers were reported, and off of all the platforms it was released on, which I think I think a 4K version was released on PS4, Xbox One, PC, and then VR got a version of the game. And in Europe, at least, the reported numbers is that LA Noirs have sold 21% of the copies sold were on Switch. So, talk about a second life for a game.
Yeah.
So I think LA Noire is probably the best example of these games, just because like Skyrim sells everywhere it's ported, right? It just automatically sells there. And then Doom was a nice surprise. I mean, it sold well initially, but like, that Doom million hashtag was going around, and I think it's probably past 1 million copies. So I think the Switch is a good platform for games that maybe didn't sell well, or like last gen games that people would like to have on the go, because I saw a story, somebody shared a story from like 5 or 6 years ago now of the Vita version of Mass Effect 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that game was supposed to be portable at one point. And like, then I started thinking, I was like, I would love to see a Mass Effect trilogy ported to Switch. I love those games so much, but like, I don't have the time to play through those games anymore. I just don't have the time. I'm surprised I've put 20 hours into Assassin's Creed Origins already. But I think it would be a good place for maybe not games individually, but collections of games, like a Batman Arkham collection, or a Mass Effect trilogy collection, or the BioShock collection, or the Borderlands Handsome collection. Like, I think it would be a good place for people to release collections of games. We're seeing the Resident Evil Revelations collection. I would honestly love to see Resident Evil 1 and 0 and 4 and even 5 and 6 come to Switch at some point. Like, games like that I think deserve a second life on a platform that is thriving, and people are like, the Switch has such a weird kind of group that buys it, where like people who buy it has a very high attach rate, right? It has the
ecosystem.
Yeah, the ecosystem has a very high attach rate for games that come out. People want to play games on the system, and it's similar to what the Vita was. Vita didn't, not very similar, because Switch is still selling like freaking, I don't know what's something that's popular. I hate the term selling like hotcakes. Like, do hotcakes really sell that well? Like, I mean,
not really.
It's like, where did that saying come from? I don't. But like, like,
because people was talking about pancakes so much that like,
who's talking about pancakes that much?
I mean, when you go to a breakfast spot, like, the first thing you think
the owner
is
of
pancakes.
IHOP, I guess. Like, I don't know, but My point
I
is
had
like
IHOP today.
Yes.
my point is
Their red
like
velvet pancakes are so good. So,
my point is like the Vita didn't sell a ton of units, but its attach rate was higher than any other platform at the time, besides maybe some Nintendo platforms. But like the Switch is in the same kind of ecosystem where it's starting to turn into people's indie machine. It's starting to turn into people's, portable machine. So like people are craving content to play because they want to play it on the bus or on break at work or at their desk if they're slow, stuff like that. And it's like this would be a perfect chance for people to re-release games. Like even a Dead Space collection would be cool, or I'm just trying to think off the top of my head games that were popular in the last generation. Like I think it would be cool to see some third-party games come back to Switch. So
for me, Metal Gear Solid Revengeance. I would love to see that crazy action game being on Switch, that people play that game on the go. I don't know how well it sold or anything, but I know people who love Platinum games and love the Metal Gear Solid games. I think they will return to that if they could fix some things up and take it on the go. Yeah, I think also Power Stones needs to be on there. If we're doing collections, Corey, Capcom Classics Volume 1 and Volume 2 need to be on Switch. Like get close to 40 great arcade games and unreleased games that's been in Japan, put them on Switch. Have your arcade machine on the go. I think people I would be down for that. That's why I think I said like a Konami arcade system. Like if they could get the right spec to Turtles, I would play Turtles arcade, the arcade game, and Turtles in Time. I would play those versions.
I would rather have the Super Nintendo version of that game, but that's okay. I'm not going to be picky. Ninja Turtles are great. I would play any Turtles game you put on the platform. I'm just saying.
Please, Eric, please, Konami, get the rights back. I want that SNES version of Turtles at Time. Jesse, I straight love you still for that Tournament Fighters game. Mwah. Just love you for that.
What about you, Jesse? What games would you like to see on Switch?
Like when I think about things that I'd want on there, unfortunately, I'm like wanting to say something like Division or something that we don't really have any kind of like style of game like that on there yet.
He wants Rainbow Six Siege, basically.
Well, that would be fun. But
they could call it. They could call it Rainbow Switch Siege. Ha ha.
I don't know. Let's see. I'm trying to think of some like. It would be kind of interesting seeing like a Fallout game or something on there, like Fallout. But
I like the way Bethesda's supporting Switch. I wouldn't be surprised if like either Fallout 3. It would probably be Fallout 3 and not Fallout 4. But like,
yeah. I think they'll do New Vegas.
Yeah, but
I'm trying to think because New Vegas didn't that do better?
I think a lot of people liked New Vegas' story better, but there's like on top of the Bethesda jank, there was also Obsidian jank. So it was just all kinds of jank.
Yeah.
I think if they brought Fallout 1 and 2,
nobody wants to play those games.
I think you might be surprised.
I think you need a mouse and a keyboard to play those games.
Yeah,
they could bring that weird PS2 Fallout game. Remember that third-person shooter Fallout game that came to PS2?
Oh my goodness, I forgot all about that.
What was it called? Like Black Water or something? Blackout or something?
Wasn't it on GameCube too?
Yeah, Brotherhood of Steel is what it was called.
Okay.
Fallout Brotherhood of Steel, and then there was another Fallout game in development for PS2 called Fallout Extreme.
Huh.
Wasn't there a StarCraft that was supposed to come to GameCube, like a third-person shooter?
StarCraft Ghost.
It
was originally being developed for N64, and then they tried to put it over to GameCube, and it was also a third-person shooter.
And I kind of want to play Braid. I want to play Braid on a Nintendo.
Oh wow, that is a throwback.
There's a bunch of
Braid.
There's a bunch of indie
Braid
games I want to see on Switch.
Is the Mario, like the alternative storyline of a Mario game, so that it would only be, it would only make sense to be able to have that on your Switch.
Well, everybody's gonna be like, if you bring Braid, people gonna want Geometry Wars, and people are gonna want Bastion on there.
Well, why not? Why not? We're already bringing over
Inside or whatever.
Yeah, like Limbo and Inside should be there.
Limbo, Inside, yeah.
SteamWorld Dig 1, SteamWorld Heist should be there. We got Axiom Verge. N Plus and N Plus Plus should both be on Switch. Jeez, why aren't those games on Switch? My gosh, those games are amazing. N Plus.
Why didn't it come to 3DS?
What?
That's the real question, because I'm like, they sold tons of it on DS. So why the heck this not on 3DS?
I don't know.
Mizuguchi, you need to bring Rez to Switch.
Rez. That
and
game.
then of course Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, that's one I could actually see coming to Switch. That and like a Grand Theft Auto, either Grand Theft Auto 5 or Grand Theft Auto Collection or 4 or something. Like, I could see those games. Or Bully.
Yeah.
Even. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't be against Grand Theft Auto coming on it, but I honestly, I'd rather, like, if I had to pick one, I'd pick Red Dead, because I prefer Red Dead over Grand Theft Auto any day.
Yeah.
It's just because that experience of Grand Theft Auto now has been done so many times that it just, like, I enjoy it. I play the Grand Theft Auto games occasionally, but the Red Dead was just kind of a nice throwback to a different style of that open world game, that really hadn't been done, to that extent yet.
Yeah.
Is it bad that I would prefer Max Payne 3 over Red Dead? We're talking about Rockstar.
Yep. It's terrible.
What? Boss.
I'm just giving you crap, man. No, but like I just
personally attacked.
And like what Jesse's saying though, like Grand Theft Auto was so revolutionary at the time, like GTA 3 and Vice City and San Andreas, but since then, dude, come on. You cannot tell me that those open worlds were not revolutionary at the time.
Did you want to talk about Jank? And we're going to talk about open world games from Bethesda,
you know
from
what?
Rockstar.
I'm going to mute you. But like,
have you flown the helicopter in San Andreas? In Vice City?
We're gonna not talk about that right now. But like, to Jesse's point, like they haven't really iterated on that formula. Really, like they made bigger worlds and like you can do a little bit more stuff in them, but games have done the open world so much better than them at this point, to the point where it's like, there's way better open world games. Like I would say The Witcher, Horizon, even Metal Gear 5, or it's hit that point where it's hit the Fallout point, right, where like Fallout 3 and Skyrim were so impressive. But like they try to do the same thing on this generation with Fallout 4, that it was like, well, there's games that have come out that have done this better already. Like The Witcher had already come out since then, and like Metal Gear had come out before Fallout 4, and it's like kind of reverting themselves back. So like, not that Rockstar needs to iterate because they're making billions of dollars every day, but like it would be nice to see them iterate on an open world. But we'll save that conversation for another day, because I know Ed has a lot to say about Rockstar, and like that would be a whole 2-hour podcast on its own. And we've already gone for an hour and a half. So
can I tell you, I have nothing else. I have nothing else to say about Rockstar. I'm just saying.
Nope. You said you had nothing else to say. You can't just say something after you have nothing else to say. Nope.
I would just say like stupid dogs.
Nope. Oh, yeah,
Sleeping Dogs
is
says
really good.
Yeah, Sleeping Dogs is Saints Row the third of open world games. It's what I would prefer on Switch.
Yeah. Well.
How did we forget Hitman?
Yeah, Hitman would be
Hitman
cool
would be
too.
a good port.
Yeah, like the new one.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
the episodic?
one. Yeah, with the
Yeah.
episodes.
Yeah, I think that would be
Something like that, because that's something that you could bring down the graphics or something to make it work, and it wouldn't hurt it.
Mhm.
Like
it's not even really that graphically intensive. It's more of the world is so dense with like people and architecture and stuff, and like you could scale the draw distances back enough to it wouldn't hurt that part of the game, or you could have less civilians walking around and like you could tone that down, but it would still not take away from what you're trying to do in the game and stuff. So
yeah, kind of do like they did with Breath of the Wild, where use like a lot of imagery versus actual like 3D built up stuff, like they kind of did, where it just looks like it's basically just a picture, a background, and then as you get closer, it gets brought into the 3D world.
Right. Will IO Interactive need a publisher, or should they just do it themselves?
No, they can just do it themselves.
Themselves.
They're publishing that Game of the Year edition on their own. I don't really see why they would need a publisher for that, but I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot of games I would love to see that would like really fit on the Switch, and like we always make fun of the fact that like, okay, we want every game on Switch, but there are realistically games that would feel right at home on Switch, and just want that Tomb Raider collection and that DMC, and we'll be okay.
Yes.
But anyways, that's gonna wrap up this episode of Nintendo Pow Block. Remember, you can email the show at nintendopowblock@gmail.com or tweet at NGR Radio Podcast with the hashtag PowBlock, or look for our Facebook group thread for questions. So I know I need to be better about social media stuff. I'm sorry, guys. It's I'll do better, promise. So you can find Nintendo Pow Block every Tuesday at 10 a.m. on your podcast service of choice, and on our YouTube page on Nerds Gone Rogue. Just hit that little subscribe button. That big red button says subscribe, and that little bell that sends you alerts when we're there, when we're published. So, Jesse, where can we find you?
I'm on Twitter at @sub_humanist.
Nice and short. I like it. Ed, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at @ThatRetroCode.
Oh, wow. I know you've got more, Ed.
I know, but I'll save it. But can I, Corey, one quick question, one quick thing. For all you Pow Blockers, December 15th is when I'm going to be releasing the NGR's buyer's guide. So hit us up on Nintendo Pow Block on Facebook, or email us at nintendopowblock@gmail. Let me know what accessories and video games that you guys would like to recommend for other people. It'd be cool.
Nice. You can find me at CoreyNHD on Twitter and Instagram, and you can also find me on NGR Radio every Monday, and download our family of shows. Everybody does a really, really awesome job at making those shows run, and NGP, and well, we also all do Arsenal X, so I guess we all do an okay job on that show too. So I'm really proud of everybody. I just want to say that again. And I'll probably say it next week on NGR Radio. So we're entering our 75th week of NGR Radio. So I'm very excited. I'm very excited that this has lasted this long. So 75th, 76th week. Sorry. We've had 5 fireside chats in an episode 0. And that's how I keep track. It's whatever that episode is plus 6. So this week is episode 69. I hope you listened to it. Me and Matt had a really good time joking about the number 69, and also talking about other things like games and PAX Unplugged and all that good stuff. So but yeah, anyways, thank you so much for watching or listening, and until next week, we love you.